Okay, in this session, I will explain you the first topic, that is production possibility curve. Okay, so this is I think 1.5 of first unit, that is production possibility curve. So what this production possibility curve is and how we can use this production possibility curve to understand the economic system in a better way, and then how we can make better decisions related to economics. Okay, so here this one, it is the graph, and here it is written the definition, that is, it is a curve which shows the alternative combination of various goods and services. Okay, so this is a kind of curve or graph which shows various combination, okay, various combination of goods and services which can be produced. So that's why written production possibility, means what different combinations are possible for different kinds of production, okay, which are feasible. So those things can be represented by production possibility curve. So written, it is a curve. So what is this? This is a production possibility curve. It is a kind of curve which shows alternative combination of various goods and services. Okay, various combination of, or you can say alternative combinations of goods and services which can be produced. Okay, so here in this figure, here along the x-axis given computer monitors, and along y-axis given LEDs. Okay, so if we produce more computer monitors, then in that case we have to go down, means we have to decrease the production of LEDs because we have limited resources. That means we can say we are constrained by the limited resources. So that's why when we produce one kind of good in larger quantity, then other kinds of good, means other kinds of goods we have to decrease, means whatever we produce other kinds of goods, so that production we have to decrease. So that's why here, if we increase, just like if we are here at point C, so here this much, so only this much amount of computer monitors we are producing. That means this much, it is much less, and we are producing this much amount of LEDs. So production of LEDs at this point C, it is greater as compared to computer monitors. But if we move along this curve, then for example, if I move at this point, so if I move at this point, so at this point the production of computer monitors, it is much greater as compared to LEDs. Okay, it means what here is happening, if we are increasing the production of one kind of goods, then in that case the production of other kind of good we have to decrease. That is the only way by which we can increase the production of any one kind of good. Okay, it means by decreasing the quantity of other kind of good. And here, with the efficient use, means whatever resources we have, by using those resources, we can produce different combinations of different kinds of goods. Okay, so to the left bottom of this production possibility frontier, or you can say this production possibility curve, so different kinds of, or you can say different combinations of productions are possible. Okay, because we have resources. So this portion production in this portion feasible. It means we have sufficient resources so that we can produce different goods and services by using resources in this. Okay, but if we go to point D, so this point D, it is beyond, okay, it is beyond the production capacity. We can say at point D we want to produce goods and services, then at this point D, then that it is not feasible. Why? Because we are constrained by limited resources. So that kind of thing, it is going to happen. It means that is not possible. Okay, but to the left it is possible, just like at point A. At this point A, it is possible to produce. That means whatever combination of goods and services we want to produce at point A, that it is feasible, that is possible, but at point D it is not possible. Okay, and so first one, this first curve you see, the first why I have drawn the second curve, that I will explain later on. And when we are at this curve, then at that curve, so whatever combination, or you can say whatever alternative combination we use for producing different kinds of goods, so we are producing by using efficiently. We are using resources efficiently to produce those different kinds of goods. Okay, if we use resources efficiently, then in that case we can say we are at any one point on this curve. If we are not using resources efficiently, then we are to the left of this curve. Okay, so in that case we are not using resources in efficient way, so that's why. So that's how it is. So whatever the maximum amount, or whatever it is the maximum capacity, or you can say whatever maximum number of goods and services which we can produce by using limited resources efficient. When we use resources efficiently, then we will be at any one point on this curve. If we don't use efficiently resources, then we are to the left of this curve. Okay, and if we are out of this, means if we are to the right of this curve, then that combination of production, it is not feasible. Okay, then next comes here, this one. Here it is written production frontier. So why this curve, it acts as the production frontier? Because when we are at that curve, when we are at this curve, then in that case we can produce a maximum amount of goods and services by using resources maximum. It is more than that, not possible, not feasible. So that's why here it is called production frontier. Means this is the limit out of which we cannot go by using given resources. Okay, if we have to go out of that, if we have to expand, if we have to go more than that, then in that case we have to use more resources. By using the same amount of resources, not possible to go out of this frontier. Okay, but in certain cases it is possible that this production possibility frontier can expand. Expand means it can go outward, just like here it is shown, just like it can move outward. In which case? The case when technology advances, when we get certain kind of technology which can decrease the cost of production, then whatever resources we have, so by using the same amount of resources, we can produce more goods and services. Okay, so that is also one case. In the same way, such kind of situation if arise, then in those cases we can produce more goods and services by using the same given amount of resources. Okay, so in that case, production possibility frontier, or you can say production possibility curve, it expands outward. Then after next here it is next we can say what are different characteristics of production possibility curve it is. So the first I think I should write down here. Characteristics of production production possibility curve. Okay, so the first one given, that downward sloping from left to right. From left to right, if we go to right side, from left to right, then it downward. It slopes downward. So that's why we can write down downward sloping. Downward sloping. Then the second. So what it implies? So here it is downward slope. When we go from left to right, then why it slopes down? So it implies that some units of, if we increase, if we want to increase one kind of good, then other kind of good we have to decrease. Okay. For example, if in the beginning here you see here less amount of computer monitors are produced and the greater number of LEDs are produced. Okay. So when we go to the right to increase the production of computer monitors, then in that case the production of LED we have to decrease. Okay. It means if you want to increase the production of one kind of good, then we have to decrease the production of another kind of good. So that's why this slope, this production possibility curve slopes downward when we go from left to right. Then the next given, concave to the origin. Okay. Concave to the origin. So this curve, it is concave. Concave means this concavity means the concave part is towards the origin. So what it implies? Okay. So this implies that marginal rate of technical substitution, here. So when I will explain about this marginal rate of technical substitution, then at that time I will explain you this in detail. But at this moment of time, I can say that much, that due to marginal rate of technical substitution, this concavity of this production possibility curve is okay. Now next here, this one it is curved. This production possibility curve is curved. It means this is not straight. But is it possible that this production possibility frontier or curve can be a straight line? Okay, so this is possible. When it is going to be possible, so right now you see, when you increase, when you go from left to right, so at this point, when you move from here to here, so now you can see you have to decrease the production of LEDs, then you only can increase the production of computer monitor. Okay. So here, when all factor of production, or you can say whatever resources we are using for producing goods and services, and if those factor of productions are equally efficient, then in that case this one, it will become a straight line. So that I will explain by plotting the graph. So here, so now you see here if you see here good X, and here along Y axis good Y. Okay. So in this case, this production possibility curve, it is a straight line here in this case. This is possible when all the resources are equally efficient in the production. Okay, here condition is that, here you can write down the condition that all resources in the production of goods are equally efficient. Okay, all goods are equally efficient. Only in that case, this production possibility curve will become a straight line. And when this production possibility curve expands, okay, here this one is production possibility curve, and I already explained that if any point, means if you want to produce at any particular point inside this production possibility curve, then we can produce, means all points inside and on this production possibility curve, production combination, means whatever combination of goods and services we want to produce, those all combinations are feasible, means possible. Okay, so that's why. But if any production, production combination, it is inside this region, okay, in this region, means not on this production possibility curve, but inside this one, then in that case we can say that resources are used inefficiently, means not used in efficient manner. Okay, and resources can be said to be used in efficient manner only in case when we have any kind of combination of production which is going to be on this production possibility curve. Only on this production possibility curve of frontier, resources are used efficiently, otherwise resources are not used efficiently. Okay, but any point beyond this curve, not possible, because by using, for example, if we at point B, it is not possible to produce that combination of goods and services. Okay. So then the next question it arises: can production possibility curve shift? Yes. Okay. So the question we can ask to ourselves: okay, here light issue, but we will continue, no need to worry, because I don't stop. If I am in the flow, then I don't stop. And if you will get any kind of problem by this light, then you can write in the comment so that I will make this video again. Next, given, can the production possibility curve shift? Yes, it is possible. I already explained this production possible. For example, if this one is the production possibility curve, if technology advances, and if we can produce the same amount of product with less resources, okay, then in that case, with the given resources we can produce more. It means if the cost decreases due to some reasons, due to maybe technology advancement, then in that case this production possibility curve will means you can shift towards right. It means it will expand, and it may also contract. And in which case it may contract? In case just like if the cost of production if increases, then in that case it will shift to the left. And this increase in the cost of production, it may be due to various reasons. Maybe that the resources, whatever it is required for the production of goods, are not available easily. So that kind of issues may cause the cost to rise, and which lead to decrease in the production. Okay, and in that case, production possibility curve will shift to the left.